Yo, Coach Marshall kicking knowledge, higher ed collage, mind open wide, thoughts bridge the mileage, whistle round the neck, wisdom in the flex, podcast vibes breaking through the plex. From court to the board, lessons never hoard, grit and grind hustle, hear that lion's roar, more than a coach, stories to encroach, life's game plan, he the master with the approach, more than a coach, Coach Marshall be the guide, lessons for life, take it all in stride, podcast dropping gems, knowledge nationwide, together we rise, unity can't divide, life's more than X's and O's, destinies composed, breaking every chain, no limits to the flows, strategy and passion, top tier fashion, Marshall on the mic, lights, camera, action, heart of a lion, vision.
And the one thing I could say is powerful when black men recognize how great we could be together.
That's right.
How great our minds could be, how great our hearts and our souls could be to make things better for our community, because that's what it's all about. It ain't about us riding the best motorcycle. It ain't about us having the biggest house or baddest car. What can you do to impact this community and make it better for all of us? And that's what this thing is about. Now, hey, and that's what More Than a Coach is all about.
What's up, y'all? What's up? This your boy, your host, Coach Marshall from the More Than the Coach podcast, y'all, with another spectacular, should be very informational and a powerful interview coming to y'all tonight. Y'all know how I do, man. First, I want to thank all the supporters, everybody that's been watching the More Than the Coach podcast. Hey, keep supporting, like, sharing, subscribe. Come on and join the family, y'all. But y'all, we got to get it going, y'all. So first things first, happy Black History Month. Even though our month, they give us 1 month, but I'll say we're going to take it every day, and every month is Black History to me. And I got this quote, y'all, that I found that I wanted to read today. It says, "I had no idea that history was being made. I was just tired of giving up." And that's by Miss Rosa Parks. That's a powerful message there, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all log in, learn, read, teach the kids about Black history, and y'all, hey, always tap in. Also tonight, I want to give a spot out, of course, to the Marshall Media for sponsoring the podcast tonight, as well as all the other shows we do, from Mr. and Mrs. Marshall podcast, the Mrs. G Pre-K Learning Time podcast, as well as a couple other things that we got going. So y'all make sure y'all tap in and watch, especially Sunday night. We got a good show, y'all, on the Mr. and Mrs. Marshall podcast. Also, if you out here, you want to check out some other local podcast shows, here they go on the screen. Make sure y'all tap in. Some good shows, great people, and all my family. So y'all make sure y'all check them out. Sagging off, you ain't got nothing to do this Friday. They still don't have a venue yet, or at least he ain't called and told me, but Friday the 13th, they're having a comedy, stand-up comedy competition with my brother from Missouri, Boney the Cockaroo, and our own Saginaw's Dick Dickerson, y'all. So they will be here Saturday. If I get some more information, I'll put it out there. But I do know Saturday evening, they having a Big House comedy show. That's going to be at 3218 East Genesee Ave, Saginaw, Michigan, 48602, where you're going to see once again Saginaw's own headliner, Mr. Dick Dickerson, hosted by Boney the Cockaroo, DJ Socks. She handling the music. We got a couple local artists going to be on there. My homeboy Quincy Thompson and my sister Terrea West. So if y'all ain't got nothing to do on Valentine's night, y'all step out and go support and show some love out there. And if y'all out there in the morning time on your way to work, make sure y'all stop by the Black Brew Cafe, y'all. Some good coffee, good frappes, good breakfast sandwiches. Y'all, they open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Hey, Black Brew Cafe at 808 North Michigan. And also coming soon in the Fashion Square Mall, the Ultimate Epperson Dogs. You see, it got more than dogs. They got burgers and other food, y'all. But trust me, it's all Chicago-style food. That's going to be good. It's right there by the court on the front of the Fashion Square Mall. So y'all make sure y'all go and support and show the brothers some love. And also coming soon, I wasn't gonna let it out the bag too much, but I guess I have to. Marshall Media Group have his own online radio station. That's right. Coming in May 2026, DJ Kev gonna have his own show live online streaming. So y'all make sure y'all tap in with me. It's gonna be guest DJs on there. The podcast show is gonna be on there. I'm gonna have guest people come on, just give people some love and let them do what they do on my radio show. And you know why? Because I can do it. But anyway, y'all, with that being said, tonight I got a brother that's gonna come on and we about to get into it, y'all. We're gonna talk about fatherhood a little bit. We're gonna talk about he was a coach and now he's a parent of a star athlete at a high school. And I want to get the other side of that, him being a coach to the other side and as a parent now. So y'all can see his expectations of what his thoughts is. Because if you've been in this coaching world and been out here with me, you know it's a hassle, y'all. So y'all, with no further delay, y'all, I'm gonna bring on my brother, Mr. Rahmaan Kelley, Sr., to the podcast. There you go. What's up, my brother?
Hey, how you doing, family?
Man, I'm good, man. Welcome to the More Than the Coach podcast, bro.
All right. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. How everything going for you?
It's going real good. It's going real good, man. I was sitting here in the green room while you was doing your introduction. Just sitting here thinking, man, I'm looking at you promote other businesses, other podcasts, and businesses and stuff like that. Shout out to Black Brew Cafe for sure.
Yeah.
Comedy shows, all that kind of stuff, man. That's the kind of energy that I love and that this community needs. All communities, to be honest with you, pulling each other through those doors. So I'm proud of that. Very proud of you, man, for doing that. That's real.
Man, appreciate it, bro, man. I try to get love back when people give me love and I support them, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And,
absolutely.
And that's going to be the whole goal of that radio show too. It's going to give people another platform, man, to come on, DJs, people talk, business. Hey, I'm going to do it all on there, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. You let the cat out the bag. I didn't even know the cat was in the bag. I'm looking forward to that. You getting my juices going again to get back out there. And before we get into it, you didn't know I was gonna drop this or say this. While I was in the green room checking you out, you talking about the streaming online radio and all this kind of stuff that you got going on. Salute to you for that. It took me back to probably what's this, 2026? I'm like 24, 25 years ago when I was living between Lansing and Detroit. So they used to have these things. I was in school at college at Michigan State, but I used to go to different venues and, and just I used to party, go out, hang out. But they used to have these things called First Fridays, right? In Detroit, in Lansing, downtown Lansing. You had to dress up First Friday. It was very formal, but it was nice. It was rocking.
Okay.
So I was like, man, this would be nice to bring this back to my city. You know what I'm saying? When I get back to Saginaw. I get back to Saginaw and I'm hearing about this FOH cabaret and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, cabaret? I used to hear about the truckers ball, but they're a little older than us. They predated us. So I'm going to say, man, I'm going to go check this FOH stuff out. You know what I mean? Didn't even know what it was. I popped in there and then there you go. And all your fellas, Dre Wall and all that kind of stuff. And y'all was dressed to the nines.
Yeah.
So that let me know it could be done. And from that point, from that night, I'll never forget. I think it was at the old Firefighters Hall. It was somewhere, CAC somewhere. I started from that point. I went into my promotion business. And I've done everything from Genuine, Tank, and all this stuff that I brought here, the gospel shows I used to do, and all the Saturday Night Lives at the French Quarters, the comedy shows, the hair shows. But y'all lit that fire in me. When y'all let me know it could be done, and you brought me back to that when you were showing me the stuff you're doing now. I was like, Kev, doing it again. And you ain't know it then, and you probably don't know it now, but you inspire, you motivate, man, just by your actions, bro. So salute to you for that.
It. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that. And also, too, touching on that, we collabed at the CAC with the truckers.
That
was a real successful night. Yeah, very big. And then, quiet as kept. Me and you collaborated.
I already know.
Together. I still got the flyer, man.
Got the flyer.
Yeah.
Yep.
So and I think that's in a way something our city missing. You know what I'm saying? We missing that, man. We missing the family events, the grown folks events, you know, and never want to leave our youngsters out, but at the same time, us grown folks need something to do.
That's right. You know? And I plan on getting back to that. It's just, and we'll get into it. We'll dive into it a little bit, but I plan on getting back to that. But I got other things going on, so I'm trying to master this in terms of business, and of course, you're talking about my children and stuff like that. So as those things continue to mature and we get closer to locking those things down, we're gonna get back to it. I got some plans. I just ain't let the cat out the bag yet. But
there you go.
I got some plans, and we're gonna get back to it.
All right. Well, you definitely let me know. And like I said, man, when it's time, you know, hey, DJ Kev is ready to get back on it too, man.
Already know.
I do it in the privacy of my home, but that's what I love to do.
I know.
You know,
I know it. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you touched on it, man. So you graduated from Michigan State, right?
Right.
You are a Spartan. Okay. I know we used to always go at it all the time.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
You know, a lot of people don't understand. I'm a Spartan basketball fan.
Right.
You know, I love me some Izzo, and Magic Johnson is my GOAT.
Yeah, you know, mine. Okay. I'm dapping you up right now. Bang, mine too.
Yeah, it is.
Him and Kobe, but Magic first.
Yeah, it is. Magic is mine, man. So that's cool. So I know you touched on a little bit, but tell my listeners a little bit more about Rahmaan Kelley, man.
Well, for those who don't know, and I know this show is More Than a Coach podcast is not just a Saginaw show; it's global. It's going everywhere. So I'm gonna speak outside of our four corners here. But born and raised in Saginaw, attended Saginaw Public School, Saginaw High to be exact. That's where I graduated from. Proud son of Charles Kelley and Rose Humphrey Kelley. That's where I get everything that I got. That's what I get it. I get it from my sports acumen, my basketball acumen, all that kind of stuff. My ambition and willing to do more and think big. That's from my mother. Everything sports related and discipline wise, structure wise from my father. But went off to Delta first. I was here at Delta, trying to find myself. You know, still, probably dabbling in things I shouldn't have been dabbling in as a youngster. But I'm still just trying to find myself as a young man out here. And then it wasn't until I had my first child. I was 20 years old. He's now 28. I was like, yo, this is real. So that saved me, you know what I'm saying, gave me some perspective and stuff like that. And that's when I went on. I was working at Dow Corning at the time, but that's when I went on to Michigan State and got serious about life. And then from there, I came back to Saginaw. I've been working from everywhere I worked the state of Michigan and Detroit, but YMCA and doing cabarets, promoting. Like I said, I'm big in promotion, concerts and stuff like that. That was a thing for me for a while. Mentorship. Mentorship. I love mentoring the youth. I don't like wasting my time. So if it's some fickle fackle stuff going on, I just kind of slide. And even not just the youth, our people in general. If there's some experience or something that I can do, I can put out there to help, erase a stumbling block for someone, I'm willing to do that. And right now, currently working for the Saginaw Public Schools. My brother and I are homeowners and commercial property owners. We have about 15 properties. So we're landlords. And then we have another business. We have a home health agency business. I've had group homes. We've done a lot. We've done a lot. And coach.
That's cool. There you go. See, look at you, man. I appreciate that, man. You got your hand in the community. You working. You're giving back. Like you said, number one, you're a family man. You're a father.
Yes.
And that's something that I wanted to. I guess I can start with that. Then we could talk a little bit of sports towards the end. But I love having an opportunity to talk to other brothers, man, about fatherhood.
Right.
And so I know you said when you was about 20, you had your first child and it changed your life. So I was going to ask you, how did fatherhood change your life?
It did. Like I said, I was kind of, I won't say I was wayward, but I was probably trying to find my identity, doing things I knew I shouldn't be doing. I wasn't a bad person, but I was caught up in what was going on in the 90s and from my neighborhoods and stuff that I've seen. My father, he's a great man. He's still here. I'm blessed to have him, but he would let me know, he taught me. He was like, it's instant gratification and delayed gratification. He was like, some of these people, look out here, look at them. It's a short run that they'll have if they're doing things they shouldn't be doing out here. You know what I mean? And you know where I'm coming from. He said, and years go by, the tide will turn. Those would be the people who either not here or under that key. You know what I mean by that, or just kind of lost. So, I really didn't understand that, but I listened to my father. But it wasn't until I held my son for the first time, I was like, yo, this is real. He's counting on me for everything. Everything. Anything you can think of, I'm his navigation system. So that had me get it together. I had a young lady I was dating at the time who was off in college. And I would just go to Michigan State to party and do my thing or whatever, come back home. But my grades was good at Delta. And Teresa Stitt, God bless her, she pulled up. I was on the corner one time, grew up on Cumberland and Randolph. So I'm on the block with my fellas. We doing what we do, having a good time, whatever. I got my shirt off, had me a dog chain. I remember it like it was just at a dog chain. And I had my bird out. So I got my dog chain on, the bird chest out. They had a lock on it. And she pulled up in front of everybody like my pops used to do. Pops would pull up on us, you know what I mean? But pulled up and she gave me these papers. Took me right down the street, put my shirt on. She made me go to Ricker Annex, which is across from Ricker Middle School, and which was Delta too, and wouldn't let me leave. I got my transfer papers together. So that helped change my life. Having my son changed my life, and from then it's been putting my kids first and anything I want to do second.
Man, there it is. That's powerful, and it's good that you had somebody in your life to push you and believe in you, you know, because I think that's what's wrong with a lot of our youth now. They don't have that person behind them. You know what I'm saying? So that's a good thing, man.
Yeah. And I'll say this too. One thing that make me connect with you is how you speak in reverence about your father. Man. You know what I'm saying? I just, Kelley, your family, how you guys reverence your dad. I met him a few times. I used to just see him when y'all used to hoop at the Gus Mackers. You know what I'm saying? I see him. I've been watching y'all for a long time, bro. So I'm a young pup checking y'all out, and he was there every time, every year, every time. I remember like it was yesterday. Just a good man, and I never knew him like that. I'm a little bit younger than you, but I remember seeing him at the Gus Mackers and stuff like that, all that kind of stuff. But the way y'all talk about it, the way y'all talk about your dad and stuff like that, man. I love to hear because that's how I feel about mine. And I hope one day my children, my biggest goal in life is to be the man that my father is and make my dad, have my daddy proud of me. All these other accolades and stuff, money, property, whatever. When my dad say, I'm proud of you, son, oh man, gets no better than that.
And bro, I can honestly tell you, my dad been gone 5 years now.
Right.
And one of the best things he ever said to me, I'll never forget it. We beat Frankenmuth in the districts.
Right.
And I got that picture hanging up on the wall where I ran from everybody, the team, and ran right to him like a little kid and just jumped in his arms, man. And my pops told me, I'm proud of you, son.
Man.
I'm talking about it now, I got chills.
I know what you mean.
That's the best feeling ever, man. And you're right. And that's how I want to be remembered. You know what I'm saying? My own kids, even though I help and work with a lot of kids in my life. But I want them to understand that as well as my grandkids, man. So yeah, that's good that we got role models and good role models that we can talk about, because nothing against the moms, because we love our mothers.
Nothing. I love my mother to life. You know?
Yep. But you don't hear that much when it come to Black men that was fathers. And you know, so I'm always walk high and talk high about mine.
I see you. I love it. Love that.
Yep. That's cool. So what was one of the biggest surprises being a dad, man? I know you touched a little bit about it, but being a father for the first time, what was one of the biggest surprises that Rahmaan Kelley had to say, damn, this real?
Thinking about what my mother told me, and my dad too, it's gonna come back on you. You're gonna tell your kids the same thing I told you. Just remember, and Dad always say, just keep living. That's all you do, keep living. So it would freak me out how I would sound like my dad. So you know, when our pops and our mothers, they getting on this, y'all just don't understand us. Y'all ain't living like y'all ain't. That was back in the day, and
Yep.
And we're in the room after they didn't have to put the belt to us or whatever. And we pouting and kicking and crying ourselves to sleep. And I ain't gonna never do my kids like that. I ain't gonna never be this kind of dad. I ain't gonna never be mean to my blah, blah, blah. So I'm saying the same stuff to my boy.
Yeah.
Like when I wasn't a bad kid, but sometimes we just do kid stuff. He would do the same thing, and I was doing the same thing to my dad, and my dad would remind me of that. So the funny things are when my son would do whatever he did, and I had to get in his butt a little bit. Here come my dad being the softy, like ease up on him. Come here, TK. Come. And I'm like, what? I'm like, Dad, you see that hole in that drywall? I went through that. You did you pushed me through that because I smacked my lips or cut my eyes, said whatever, breathing too loud.
I took the wrong turn walking away.
Yeah, for real. I went through the drywall, Dad. You know what I'm saying? But now you got him. He did whatever he did, and he got him on his lap, and they doing grandfather. He told me then. Just wait till you become a granddad, you'll understand. So that's the kind of stuff that got me, man.
Hey, you know what's crazy? I go through the same thing, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I got 5 granddaughters and 1 grandson.
Right.
And my son told me one day, he's like, man, Pops, you too soft on them. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, I know when to be there. He's like, you weren't that way on me, but I mean, you're right, man. That 360-degree circle, man, is real.
It's real,
But it's a great feeling though, bro.
Yeah. And he'll understand when he become a grandfather, you know, because I get it, Dad. You did your role as the drill sergeant and when you had to be. But now it's time for you to kick back, bring my grandbabies over here. We gonna hang out and do that, you know. So I get it, but I used to look at him like this can't be the same person.
That's for real, because I used to think that when I stayed with my aunt, and I was like, man, she was mean to us, and now look at her. She's so soft. And she used to always say, wait till you had grandkids. And now I know.
Right, exactly. They have that wisdom, man. They have that wisdom.
Yep. We just got to listen, man.
That's all we got to do. Yep. Dad tells me this, and my mother, I got to give her some shine too, but I've always told me, you may not like what I tell you, and you ain't supposed to. You know, you may not like what I tell you to do. You're not supposed to, because this is learning, you know, but as long as you obey me and do what I say, you're going to like the results.
That's right.
You don't like the results. Just do what I tell you to do. That's the one thing my dad and my mother's always tell. If I tell you to do something, your job is to do it. Not to like it, not to understand it, not to question it. Do it. You know. So,
do it.
Yep. And that holds true. That holds so true.
Yeah, I like that. So what values are the most important that you're gonna pass on to your kids, or that you are passing on to your children?
Well, I believe, you know, everybody had a different belief system, and God bless them for that. I done been through a lot. I done seen a lot, and it's a blessing that I'm here. And it's by no way that I'm here because I was so smart or so tough or so wise. It was grace.
Yes.
So what I like for my children to understand is they can, this world is limitless because they have a limitless God. I don't like them to think small. I don't think small. And sometimes we think we're thinking big when we're not thinking big enough.
That's right.
So I want them to let them know they got dominion over this world. They don't have to be a worker bee unless they choose to be. But ownership, dominion, God said you had dominion over this world. So I just wanted them to know who they are. They're not here by accident. They come from a strong lineage. And don't get caught up into following what everybody else is doing, being trendy and stuff like that. Because even as adults, you know what I'm saying? I'll be seeing some of the monkey see, monkey do business going on. And I never cared about being in cliques or being number one at this or all that kind of stuff. I cared about, like my dad taught me, the long game and stuff like that. So so that's why I'm kind of absent from certain things, certain situations. Not that I'm better than anybody or anything like that, or I don't respond to everything. Just because I know who I am and I'm kind of focused on where I want to go. And if you kind of get distracted, because the enemy, the devil, try to distract you with these mechanisms, with these things, it can take you off the road that you want to go. So you got, you know, but we all human. I can get pissed off. You can get pissed off. And we can go that way for a minute, you know, if we need to go that way. But just kind of remember and know and be true to who you are and stand focused on what the end game is.
I love that, man, because you're right. I didn't seen, people take shots at you on social media and you stood tall through it. And people used to always ask me as a coach, and you was one too, how do you deal with all that negativity and the BS that come? Sometime in public, I'm gonna have my head up and I'm gonna go in and blow it off. Sometimes when I get behind closed doors, I blow off some steam.
I know.
Because it's like you said, we can easily go back, but why? We got too much to live for and too much to lose.
Right. And usually the people taking shots and doing things like that, dogs supposed to bark at the moon. That's what they do. It becomes a spectacle if the moon barks back. So, M.T.A.C. podcast is the moon. Kevin Marshall is the moon. You have done all this and you illuminate the light. You know what I'm saying? For those who don't want to go through the stuff that you've been through to get where you at, stuff that I've been through, because they just see they see the glory. They don't know the story. They don't know all the sacrifices and the stuff that it takes to get here. No one wants to. Everybody want to go to heaven. Nobody wants to die. So for those people who have not done that, or are kind of upset about a position that they may be in, or whatever the case may be, and I've been in the worst positions, they see you as, if I can't get none of that, if you're not going to hook me up or whatever, then you become. They create a narrative about you. They throw darts at you, and you just got to understand it comes with prosperity. Prosperity is not free. It is not free. So it comes with a price. So do you want to go back to that and be cool and live in impoverished spiritually and impoverished financially, or do you want to keep elevating? So, so the rocks can't reach me.
There it is.
They go as hard as they can, but okay, it don't reach me.
There it is, man.
Yeah, but I do blow off some steam. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have to, man. You have to. That's why a good cigar, man, a nice little cognac sometime don't hurt.
Come on now.
For real.
Talk to me.
Yes, for real, man. Yeah. So, man, last thing on fatherhood. What advice would you give a young man today that's going to go into this thing called fatherhood?
I would say this here. And I say this to everybody. I was talking spirituality before, and one scripture says our people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. I think if you're bringing a child into this world, first think about, try to have yourself set up, financially, emotionally first. Plan as much as you can before you start bringing children into this world. Make sure you're fully developed, because I remember years ago, they said it costs like $650,000 to raise a child over an 18-year span, over the stuff that you do for your child and all this kind of stuff. So and that's counting, housing, clothing, all that kind of stuff, food. So what I would say is that if you bring a child into this world, there's a couple things. A young child should have a book in their hand. They should know how to read at a young age, because when they know how to read, they know how to make decisions. They know how to critical thinking. They have comprehension skills. They can think past the moment, like you and I was just talking about. Like, if I go in on this person, and I've done it before, and I had to go before the judge, I'm thinking like, man, I just snapped, and now I'm in here in front of this judge. But I wish I can go back. You know what I'm saying? But it's too late now. I fell for the trick. So if you can teach them how to read, their mind begins to expand at a young age. They can think past what's in front of them. They have good critical thinking skills. They have a higher vocabulary, and their brain can just go beyond horizons that you don't. I think what happens is, just because we feed a kid, and I'm not saying everybody, put on nice clothes, taking family pictures, and we showing our kid propped up as this, almost as a trophy. That's not parenting. Parenting is giving them tools, so when they get out in this world, they can be self-sufficient. And another thing I would say, no matter where you sit, as far as religion and how you care about religion, I'm just going by facts, data, evidence-based data. Any children that are born, especially in our community, are born in are raised through church, or go to church frequently, are less likely to be incarcerated, are less likely to commit crimes, are less likely to have children out of wedlock, And this is studies. This is Harvard studies. You go everywhere and you'll see, and are more likely to be successful, to be self-sufficient, be gainfully employed. So because church is not church, it's not the pastor, it's not none of this stuff, but it's teaching you discipline, it's teaching you humility, it's teaching you strength, it's teaching you structure. So those kids that are raised in that environment, reading and getting them in the church house, you're leaps and bounds ahead of the masses. So that's what I would tell a young father, or any father bringing a child into this world. Give your kid spirituality tools and mental tools so they can get out in this world and springboard into something much greater than what we ever thought they could be.
Yeah, I like that, bro. That's powerful, man. Damn, that's powerful.
Yep.
Make them think. I told people they're gonna get some nuggets tonight. So
right on.
I already know. So, man, before I take this commercial break, I got this one question I'm gonna put up on the screen, and it's for you.
Okay.
And it say, what is your biggest regret, and what would you do differently?
My biggest regret. Okay, gotcha. You want me to answer that before the break?
Go ahead and answer before I take that break.
Okay, what is my biggest regret, and what would I do differently? My biggest regret was not knowing. I would probably say in like my mid-30s, that's when the light bulb clicked, of how well I could do in business. Because again, I was thinking a little bit smaller. So this is what I learned. I used to work for Wolverine Human Services, right?
Same.
I know, right? So while I was working there, the Wallach family would bring these boys in, and I'm just working as a group leader. And sometimes I go out in Vassar, we do our treks and all that kind of stuff. So I was trying to move up in Wolverine, and there was some brothers who was kind of high up there, and I was like, okay, I'm going to the luncheons and going out to Ann Arbor and stuff like that. Back, I was in the office one time, and I saw when these young men were coming in, and we would put them back out in the community if they earned their victor shirt, whatever it was, send them back out. How much money the Medicaid and the federal government was paying each night for each kid. So I said, I'm trying to move up here when I'm connected to these kids. No knock on the family who own the Wolverine, but I'm really in the trenches with these kids that are coming in. They're from Detroit and Battle Creek and all this kind of stuff, and Ben Harbor. They have similar experiences. So I said, why am I sitting here trying to be a group leader, trying to be a residential director? Just like he opened this, I go open my own.
That's right.
And it took me a while to get to that point, and that's what I did. I ran my own group home, and me and my brother for years. So now that money that they was getting every night, and it wasn't about the money, but I said I can remix this and make an even greater impact on the boys here than what's going on now. And that's no knock on that family or not, but I was like, I can do this. I have the mental capacity to run my own. That's what I did. And real quick before we go to break, the same thing at the when I used to do my thing at the French Quarters. I used to do the Saturday night once a month, and everybody put on their clothes and their best clothes, and we have different themes: 70s night, comedy night, Usher versus Chris Brown, Michael Jackson versus Prince, all these things, right? And Mrs. Jackson was showing me the business of how it ran, because right at that time I was just getting money at the door, but I was paying for security, advertisement, stuff like that. But I wanted to get behind that bar and see. She taught me how inventory came in and where your profit margin was at, and paying taxes and paying property taxes and paying insurance on your liquor license. So I did that from being a promoter to opening up my own bar. So, but it took me a while to get to that point because I was a worker bee. I just wanted to move up in somebody else's agency. I wish I knew at 20 years old, 21, 22.
Exactly.
But I'm on that type of time now.
Yeah, it is. No, you're doing a damn good job with it, man. And even with your old establishment, I miss the Tuesday night tacos.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I get stopped all the time about that.
But no, man.
Cigar bar, I dropped lead a little bit. Cigar, you said cigar bar is needed, and stay tuned.
It's needed.
Y'all stay tuned.
Yes, sir. And I'm gonna give you a list of some good cigars out of North Carolina by black men, owned by black men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be calling you when it's time. I'll be calling you.
There you go. So we're gonna run to this commercial real quick, man. Then we're gonna get back in it, and we're gonna talk some sports and coaches. All right.
Sound good.
Welcome to Marshall Media, the home of creative podcast shows, impactful educational content, and a photography group built to capture moments that matter. At Marshall Media, we tell real stories, amplify real voices, and bring ideas to life on screen, on mic, and through the lens. If you're ready to listen, learn, or create, this is where it starts. Connect with us today. Call 989-780-0289. Email marshallmediagroup54@gmail.com or visit marshallmediagroup.org. Marshall Media. Your vision.
There we go. You know, got to do that promo, baby.
I already know it.
Oh,
business.
Man, that's right, man. Try, like you said, I'm thinking next level.
As you
know
should.
What I'm saying? I need that Barstool deal. That's what I'm talking about.
You will get it.
That's what we on. So, man, let's go into something that's dear to me and you both. You know, I know you coach.
Yep.
And now you on the other side, on the sideline.
Right.
And you a parent.
Right.
So first thing I'm gonna ask is, how do you feel about the state of basketball right now in our city?
I think we have talent.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have talent, especially some young talent coming through.
Yeah.
I think that in some cases we have more talent now than we had during certain eras back in the day. But I think our if we're talking basketball, right? Just basketball.
Yeah, we talking basketball. Yeah,
basketball. It needs to be, the talent needs to be seasoned, in my opinion, with something more than basketball. Not another sport or whatever, but basketball is supposed to be about life, teach you about struggle, perseverance, and discipline and stuff like that. And I think that's missing. We lost a great man in Coach Marshall Thomas. And it's just to hear so many people talk about him in the way that they talk about him. Most of the time, it wasn't about basketball. Nope. That's why I love the more than a coach. I love that thing. And I think that's what's missing more so now than ever, because it's becoming more about the adults and them and what they're pushing and stuff like that. And it's becoming less and less about teaching them life skills and stuff like that. Marshall Thomas was not my coach. He was never my coach. I graduated from Saginaw High, but I played basketball at Bridgeport. He was never my coach. He was one of my dad's closest friends. They go way back before I was even a thought, before his kids was even a thought. But I love that man. I held him in high regard, and he dropped some of the greatest nuggets and jewels on me that I could ever have. And I missed that. And I wasn't even on his team. So that's, I think, is what's missing, is the holistic approach on a player. Instead of them just putting a ball in a hole, which is good, something they love to do. What else are those children, are these kids doing? What else are they doing outside of that to make them a better? And you become a better person, you become a better basketball player.
There it is. And that's what a lot of people don't understand that, man. You're right. I had the pleasure, man, coaching girls at Saginaw High, girls JV coach, and didn't know what the heck I was doing.
Right.
And I never forget, he used to come in and stand on top of the balcony up there in the gym, and he used to just watch. And one day, bro, a girl got so pissed with me, she threw a ball and hit me in the back of the head. So instantly, I turned around like ready to go. All of a sudden, he said, out of that calm little voice, like, Coach Marshall, come here. And you know what? I went over there and he just talked to me, man. And then he gave me a book to read.
Right.
And it was by Pat Summitt, about coaching girls basketball.
Right.
And I never forget that, man. And ever since then, we always had great conversations.
Right.
Even when I went to Bridgeport and the boys was going on them runs. I used to confide in Coach T, man, and bring her in.
Right.
We'll meet breakfast, man, and just for that man to pour into me and talked to me. And another one that I had that did it was also, rest in peace, also Coach Ferris.
Oh man,
So I had good mentors like that, man. And you're right, and that's why I always pour back into, from the Coach Dawkins, watching him do his thing, Coach Jew, and I brought it to my kids, man. Coach Tone. So you're right about that, though. But I think that's one big key we missing too, because one thing I did when I coached basketball, including the AAU, man, we'll go on trips and then win in a basketball tournament. I'll take them to places, take them to Notre Dame so they can see. I never forget, I took a group of boys to Notre Dame, and the kids like, where all the black people at, Coach? I said, they here somewhere. Man, we went some. I asked the guy, and he told me. Sure enough, we went, and they got to see all these black kids at Notre Dame University, and for the kids to go see the Golden Dome, man, it was something. Even me, as an adult. So I think those are the things that's missing with our youth in basketball today. Like you said, it can't be the parents. It's not about the parents. And I was known to say, I coach y'all, I don't coach your parents.
That's right. Right.
But I like that though, man. And with that being said, your son, you got a son right now going over there playing at Newville.
Oh, that's what's up. That's my boy.
Yeah. Smooth. Smooth, quiet. I see him. I see that fire at times, man. I gotta ask you, how did you get him over at Newville? Because that's different.
Yeah, it is big time. And I told him, I said, you go over here and be a trendsetter, because before he went to Newville, he was actually going to go down to Daytona Beach, Florida, prep school, where Saginaw legend Anthony Roberson is at down there. Prep Academy. It was either that or another school in Florida. So I knew where he was coming from. This is when Arthur Hill was merging with Saginaw High. And I didn't want him to be. He didn't care if he did. Jew wanted him over. I'm just be honest with you. Jew, the success that you see with my son, a lot of that come from Coach Julian Taylor. Julian told him, and no matter how far he go in basketball, he always brings us up. For Jew to kind of, you remember the old commercial back in the day when Michael Jordan, they was at the court and Michael Jordan started grading the players, like, he got game, you don't have game. So Jew basically said, man, he got game. What why we ain't been knowing about this and blah blah blah, because it was numbers games at different schools, and he started as a freshman, and then he came to another school, and I coached him as a freshman over at Carleton. Then he came to United. They kind of already had Arthur Hill. They had their kind of people in place, and and stuff like that. And there's no knock on anybody, but he would do his thing in practice, and then he got to a point. He was like he was ticked off because he wanted to play against some of his partners who he'd been. He won an MVP in AAU camps against some of these same cats, and they was kind of getting a little more pub than him, but he stayed cool. Newville, I think the Jaeger boys had just left, so there was it was kind of a little gap there, and we just looked at it, and I was like, okay, this may be the best place for you to go as far as basketball, but not only that, the education there is top tier. It is top tier. It's worth paying the tuition, which isn't entirely bad. It's not. And there's scholarships available, but you pay that tuition now at a smaller rate, so you don't have to pay it in college.
That's right.
So he's got full ride offers. We ain't even gotten to the basketball offers because they have come in, but he's got full ride offers just based on his academics alone. So so I just thought Newville was the perfect place. They had the right people in place at the time, the right coach with the right philosophy, and I think RJ is opening that door for new kids who are kind of question whether if they can afford it or if it would be too strict or culturally could they connect. Now RJ having more fun at Newville than he's probably ever had at any other school with the families and with his friends and stuff like that. I mean, they be going camping, be going up north, going to Florida in a couple months, and you don't have to be rich and blitzing to go there. It's a hidden jewel in our community, so it's been a great fit for my son.
And what's crazy, man, something you probably don't know, I coached freshman basketball in Newville for a half a season.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was there with Coach Warren Woods.
Okay.
Some
Okay.
things went, some things went on, and
I get
and back then I wasn't mentally strong, so
right.
I got away from it.
Got away.
But
Right.
yeah, had a couple, and I know just coming to Newville a couple weeks ago, watching the boys play, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was an honor to see them. See, they fought hard, played a
Yeah.
big
Yeah.
school, but then I
Power.
sit
Yep.
and I watched them the other night against Carleton, which was that was a great game.
It was a good game.
That was a great game, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
They are partners. So when you're some of your partners over there,
yeah,
it gets intense. It gets
it gets
physical. You get
intense.
chirping a little bit because they're gonna be at the Y or the Freely Sports Zone or on Instagram or texting in their text groups talking
Mhm.
about it. So that it was a
Yep.
little chippy, but I liked it though. It was good,
Oh
good
yeah, and it
competitive
was good,
basketball.
man.
Yeah.
And I see that, man, because when I was coming up in yourself, Newville basically had probably one, maybe two brothers on the team. I know
Right.
a few on, but
Me
now
too.
to come in there, man, and see a handful and kids still coming. I
Yeah.
think that's a great thing for our community.
It's wonderful. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. And I told RJ that I said, man, you probably don't understand what you're doing now because you came from a city school. Some of those
Mm,
kids who went to Newville, African American kids who went when we were coming up, some of them went like elementary all the way through.
mhm.
So
Yep.
they could be looked at as quote unquote safe kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who can come in, we don't have to worry about them.
Mhm.
Courtney Birch is over there playing with my son. This is his first year over there, coming from a city school, growing up on the north side, um, family lineage from the projects and stuff like that. And he's over there doing great academically,
Mhm.
socially, and stuff like that. So I'm letting them know they're opening up a door, and it kind of teaches, honestly, some of the Nouvelle folks too. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That may not be as connected with the city, or may think that there's a stigmatism or
Yeah.
polarizing some people because from the east side and north side and stuff like that. What it shows,
Yeah.
and I told RJ that you're showing adults too, not all of the adults.
Yeah.
Because some of them have been open-minded their whole life, but some of
Yeah.
them, trust me, it's not getting said, but you're showing
Oh
by
yeah.
you have good grades, not having your pants sagging, you not getting any fights, not being disrespectful and stuff like that.
Yes.
You're a true representation of
Yeah.
what we are, and I love that.
And you planting the seed not for now, but like you
Yeah,
said earlier, for the
yeah,
long game. You know
right,
what I'm saying? Because
right.
what he's going through right now, that's gonna take him much farther in life, by what he been through as a high schooler. So I always commend that man, and hey, I salute you and him, man, and his mom for y'all allowing that to happen, as well as the other young men that's there.
Yeah,
So
thank you,
that's
man. I
cool.
appreciate. He actually got now. He's got some offers. I just been keeping things on the wraps, but
Oh
he's got
yeah.
a visit coming up at a
Okay.
pretty big school. Because we're thinking prep school, JUCO, because it's different than when you and I were coming up.
Yeah.
You too, and he thought think big. He's like, why do that? I'm like,
Mm.
okay, so I'm with you. I'm riding with you. He said he gonna go to the NBA. I'm going there. I'm moving. I'm going to the NBA, and I'm gonna do this NBA. I'm like, okay, whatever you say, you put it out there. I'm gonna stand on it with you.
That's
And
right.
you shoot. You shoot as high as you can shoot. And then if you don't get there, you can get yourself you somewhere where a lot of people probably have never been. But he's
Mhm.
got a visit at a university, at a Division I school, just based on how he conducted himself and how he reached out to that particular
Mm.
staffer and stuff like that, and that coach over there, and
Mhm.
just the way he was communicating and talking about his passion and his faith. It was like, this is good. Then they looked at kind of what
Mm.
he can do on the floor. Got to be
Yeah,
able to do something on the floor, but he
that's
did
right.
that just by reaching out, talking to him. He said, "Hey, he told, I'm recruiting y'all." He was like,
Mm.
"So far, I'm liking what I see." So, but that and they checking him out. He's on their radar big time. So
And
that's how it
and
happened.
that's a good thing too, because as a former coach, getting a lot of kids in school, coaches look at kids in that way.
Right,
Well, what is this kid character like? And he's showing a different side. So
right.
that's what's up, man. I wish him all the best, man. And
Thank you.
if there's anything I can ever do for you, I still got some connects out there. All you gotta do is let me know, man.
Say less. I'll be
So,
getting with you on that.
oh yeah. So, question for you:
Mhm.
would you rather see RJ play his butt off and lose a close game, or play his butt off and win an ugly game?
Win an ugly game, and I say
Mm,
that because at the end of the day, um,
mm,
he he is a fierce competitor. I'll be like, I don't tell him to tone it down, but I was like, I hope Newville know what they're getting in this boy, because he get on his teammates, he get on who's ever defended him, and he pick his teammates up. But I would rather him win the ugly game, because I think if he played his butt off and lost a close game, he'll be thinking I did everything I could, or what did my teammates do or didn't do. I think he can win an ugly game and play his butt off. He can learn from that and see what he can do more to make it not be as ugly, you know. And at the end of the day, you want to win anyway.
That's right.
And he hates losing. He hates losing more than he does love winning. He hates losing.
So what's that ride like if they do lose? What's that ride home like?
So, okay, this is what I do. I play a psychological trick on him. He get in the car. We lost a game, tough game. I forgot we lost a tough one. The Franken moved this year, and we had him in the first half. We had him in the third quarter, and he didn't start that game. The reason being his coach was disciplining him, which I agree with, because RJ left his jersey at the house. He's like, "Why you leave your jersey at the house?" He called me. I got to turn around to his jersey. Stuff that 17-year-old, 8-year-old, he's like that. I thought I had. So he came in as coach fuming, deservedly so, and he didn't start RJ. RJ didn't play the whole first quarter. So RJ came in the second quarter and went to work. Third quarter went to work. We was leading, but Frankenmuth, we let it slip away. Give Frankenmuth their credit. They got the win. So we get in the car. And he wanted the big games. Like he wants Freeland and Heritage United. He was like, man, see what we can do. He was telling me to get with the AD. Man, put them on the schedule. He wants that. So we get in the car, and I'm talking about, hey man, look, where you want to go eat at? I don't care. Like, we're gonna go to Applebee's. So I'm talking to him about everything other than basketball. I was like, well, you know, your granddad, he been feeling much better, man. We probably gonna go over there tomorrow. Whoop whoop this, you know, and just talk about him, whatever, anything. So he stops me. He was like, Dad, I don't want to talk about that right now. You gotta check me. Like, Dad. He's like, look, I said, what, son? He's like, why are you talking to me? I don't want to talk about that right now. I was like, okay, what you want to talk about? He's like, man, we ain't gonna talk about what happened on the court. I don't want to talk. so that's what I said. Okay, we dived into the game and we broke it down. So I was trying to take his mind away from it and stuff like that. And we went out to eat somewhere. I forget where we went. I think it was Applebee's, but we talked about the game and we broke it down. So I kind of let him lead to how he wants to. And he'll come to me now. He's much mature. He'll say, Dad, what you saw out there? Because I try not to overcoach. He said, Dad, what could I have done better? Or you see, they didn't do this or they didn't do that. Or what should I do when I'm in the middle of the zone? You know what I mean? Blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. So sometimes he'll come to me and ask me what I saw. And he usually comes to me when I don't tell him what he did or did not do.
And that's big and mature of him to do that, though, man. You know, to be able to come to you, because with me and my son, when he played for the High, I wouldn't say nothing either in the car. And I know he'd be mad. He'd be hitting the seat, kicking the seat.
Tank dog.
You know, and I'd be sitting there, and then my wife was like, you ain't gonna say nothing to him? I said, nah. You know, back in the day, when I didn't know, I was overcoaching. You know, and it took that LeBron James movie for me to see, like, damn, that's me and my son. Coach Drew and his son. We always argued that when he was younger. So when he got older, I'm like, when he come to me, I give him advice. That's brilliant. I like that though. So I had to learn that too. Yep. So one thing we can, because we're gonna be getting out of here shortly. But one thing for us parents, man, as a coach, you was on the sideline, you heard them screaming, you heard them hollering. They don't know what's going on, what y'all in practice, and you taught the kid. So now as a parent, you sitting in the crowd. How do you feel when you sit and listen? Because it's funny to me when I go to a game now and sit over in the, in the crowd. I just laugh and chuckle all the time, man. And I know people like when I came to Newville, I was sitting there, man, and I'm laughing at people.
I already know.
And I'm like, y'all don't even probably know what they supposed to be doing.
But,
how do you feel about that?
Them bleacher coaches?
Yes.
You know, especially because every parent wants their child to do well. I get it. Every time RJ get a steal, a rebound, I feel good. He scored a basket, it's a good feeling. It makes me feel good. I try not to show it. I try to be very stoic when I'm watching him. Now, if he's not giving his effort, it was a loose ball the other day, and I'm still mad about that one. And I told him, I said, now what if that's on the tape? You know what I'm saying? What if that it's on tape, but what if somebody see that? They ain't gonna see all this other stuff. So that effort stuff, you will hear me get on my son more about effort, which he shows effort, but I get on him about that. Or I get if he does something that I know he's better than. I may say that's not what we practice. You know what we do. I give him this. When he know I do that, that means for him to turn it up. So I do that. As far as the coaches go, I've been in that seat, and everybody in the stands is a coach. They would make all the right plays. They got all the answers, but they ain't ran no team. They ain't been to no practice. They don't know none of the plays, all that kind of stuff. So I give our coach, but I try to give him as much space, as I can. There's some things that he does like any other coach. I'm like, man, I had him, I had this person in, you know what I'm saying? I had some bigs in. I love when the big, stuff like that. And this particular coach at New I will say, he is an open book. He communicate. I don't go to him and tell him he should do it. I think that's disrespectful because he's the one spending hours and hours and hours with these kids, and I'm not.
That's true.
Know what they can and cannot do. So when I hear these coaches in the stands, it comes more from emotion. I think they know all the answers. He should have been pressing. He should have been this. I don't know why he getting his own. He should have this. They got all. But if you put their butt over there, you know what I'm saying? Put them over there. It's a little different when you under the light as opposed to you sit here playing armchair quarterback. So
that's right.
I hear them all the time too. I just be, and then you're unfair to your child. You're screaming at your child, screaming at the coach. Man, let that kid be a kid. Let him make mistakes. Like I said, if it's an effort play, you gonna hear me. But other than that, y'all was teenagers too. Y'all, if you did play, you was over there turning the ball over, didn't see the open man, and you was doing all that kind of stuff too. So let that kid be a kid, man.
Or if you didn't get off the damn bench.
Or didn't get off the bench. Come on now. So just be cool and let that kid be a kid and give them space, to be children. You coach your nephews. I coach my son. So he just playing them because they're his nephews. He just playing them because that's his sons and stuff like that. And all that kind of stuff, man. It's just like we know what they can, we know what they can do. I want everybody to get in the game. I want everybody to play. I want everybody to enjoy this because they in practice taking elbows and running plays and running suicides. I want them in the game. I want them to play. But first, I must put the best product out there to secure a win. That is my job. I got to report to the AD. We got to have a product out there that's successful. So they don't get it.
They don't get that part, man. And that's the ironic part, though, man. I never forget. I had a parent one time yell at me, "You never start my child." So you know what I did? I told all 10 of them, y'all go on the floor. The referee looked at me and said, "Coach, what you doing? You only can start 5." I turned to the parents and said, "I told you I only can start 5." But I had to make that. After that, they never said no more to me about starting a kid. Because like I tell them, come to practice, see what they do or what they're not doing. That's how I start you.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, take some time out your day to come in here and see what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I used to have 1 or 2 day open doors so y'all can come in. I don't want y'all there every day because you get on my nerves. But
I know that's right. And you asked me something, and I know we got to go. I know you probably got another question, but you asked me something. I want to say this, and I posted on Facebook. Said when me and Kev talk, I'm not pulling any punches. You asked me the state of the athlete. Let me get back to the parents and the adults just real quick. I would say our athlete basketball. I think what's happening now, and I don't think there's ill intention involved when I say it's about adults and stuff like that. But these kids have to be careful because everybody has a highlight video.
Yes.
Everybody has a media outlet. And I'm not knocking any media outlets where you're ranking kids. He can do this, he can do that. And you're throwing all these flowers at these young men at a young age. He's this, he's that, he's that. What happens is when you're lauding kids like that, you will make and this is what I do with my son. Like he might sit back and it happens in Grand Rapids. I got people in G-Rap, Detroit, Flint. They all have these coaches or podcasters or media outlets. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it at all. Do your thing. But if you don't have a kid who's humble enough, he will think he has arrived and he ain't did nothing. And that's what I do with my son. I'll be glad when he kind of get overlooked and they don't do this. He laughs at it. We crack up about it. But if you put that on an impressionable kid who doesn't have a Kevin Marshall or Rahmaan Kelley behind him, you are staining that child because he thinks he's better than what he is. Just because you having these outlets and your platform is popping, and I want it to pop. I want everyone to win. But what I tell my son, I was like, some of these adults and platforms, and no knock on them. I said, but this is a business, son. You got to look at that. They're elevating their platform. And I want their platform to be elevated, but you can't get caught up into thinking you're better than what you are. Because if you throw all these flowers at these kids, I'll be looking at all these flowers being thrown at these kids, and I'm like, Kevin, how many people and I know when we were coming up and before us, that flowers was thrown at, they thought they were better than what they were. And then somebody who put in more work than them end up making it to the NBA and stuff like that, but they was under the radar. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's dangerous and could be not the fact that they're doing it. I want people to do their thing. I'm not taking shots. This is real talk. Everybody do your thing. That's good. Raise your platform. I hope they all make it. But when you was coming up, we had like the Streets of Smith's book, who can really rate the people. The kids, they came to games, they seen them from 9th grade, summer camps and stuff like that. So they were rated and they did their due diligence. I think now a kid has a good game or a few good games, we're elevating them up here. And that kid is going to walk around thinking, I would. If I'm 15, 16, and y'all telling me this, and I got videos and highlights, highlight reels and this. I'm the best. I think I'm gonna make it. And that will hurt them when the lights are off, no one's there watching them put in the work because they think they arrived. Kids, kids and parents got to be careful with that,
And I'm gonna touch bases on that because I'm a part of one of the platforms.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
And trust me, we argue big time about this kid. Because my thing is this: I don't believe that under 9th grade should be ranked. That's me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because my son went through that in high school. He never made it past number 7. But guess what? Out of everybody on that was ahead of him, he went to college over everybody that was ahead of him, except 2 of them. And one of them went to your school, Michigan State, Matt Costello.
You know what Costello.
But the thing is, like I used to tell him all the time, at the end of the day, you got a state championship. Everybody that was ranked in front of you never got one.
Right.
So to any kid that's listening, to me in reality, the ranking don't mean nothing. Your grades, your character,
talk to them.
Your family,
talk to them.
That's what coaches look at.
That's
and then, because in reality, look at what's going on now in the real world of the business of college basketball and sports.
Right.
It's going to be hard for a high school kid to make it to a D1, D2. It's going to be hard to go to JUCO because grown men going back to JUCO.
Shoot, they're going from the G League back to college.
Exactly. So the ranking, man, I just tell kids all the time, just work your butt off, and guess what? They're gonna find you. If they want you, they're gonna find you.
Put in the work. Block all that stuff out and put in the work. And I will say this lastly, at least regarding that. Another thing that needs to get checked, they need to check it too. These kids always get talked about of what they can do on the court. I was listening to the radio, Midland, Bay City. They say they're scholar athlete of the week. The scholar. We don't talk about scholar. We don't talk about attendance. We don't talk about volunteer work, what their grades look like. You are a scholar athlete. And I feel if you're not getting the grades, that would be the first thing. Some kids only can do a 2.0 or 2.5. But let me see. Before I put you here and put you here, what are your grades looking like? What are your attendance? What's your attendance looking like? How many volunteer hours you're doing? Again, the whole athlete isn't being taken into consideration. It's about if you can put a ball in the hole, and that's it. We don't look at the scholar athlete. We look at the athlete, and that's a terrible state, in my opinion.
And those days are gone, just the ball in the hole, because now they paying millions out. So you got to do something extra and something special for them to come and invest in you, man. It's different. Right. And that's why I even made a post or a comment on one of my shows about this new NIL deal.
Yeah.
A lot of our kids gonna get hurt by that because they think it's time to go make money now. No, man, it ain't like that. And then you got to watch the adults that's over the kids, because, like I said on my comment, some of these people gonna scam their ass. Simple and plain.
Hustlers,
So
man.
That's right. So it's a lot, man. So I wish nothing but the best to these new athletes and the kids, man. And but parents gotta get their education too and understand what's going on and really be there to support their child, because it's changed.
It is. It's a different world. It's a different landscape.
That's right.
Landscape.
So, bro, you keep being the father that you've been. Keep being the businessman you've been. I'm watching you. That's why I'm glad they had you come on the show, man. You know what I'm saying? So we could chop it up and talk. That's what I'm all about, man. More than the coaches, more than just basketball and football. I want to talk life, everything, man. Like we did, brotherhood, fatherhood, and everything else, man.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, it's an honor to be here. I'm glad you had me come on. This is on the second podcast I've been on locally. I'm gonna go catch my cousins. I'm gonna definitely get on his. It's an honor to be here, man. You keep being a trailblazer.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
keep being a trailblazer, man. I'm proud of you, and I'll be watching you too. Keep winning, brother. Keep winning.
Man, for sure, man. And hey, and I'm gonna be having the family in the prayers, man. Keep your head up, and you already know if you need to chat, I'm here, bro.
My man, say less. I'm on that.
All right, man. Well, you have a good night, man. I appreciate you coming on the More Than the Coach podcast and kicking it with me. And hey, good luck. Oh, and before I forget out of there, let me go on and do this too, man. We got to say good luck to all our local and area high school teams from Heritage, Saginaw United, Newville, Carlton, as well as Bridgeport. You know, I know we got a couple other schools, but these are schools that I'm going to support. I'm sorry. You know, and just wish y'all all good luck in districts. And hope to see all y'all down at the Breads at the end of March. For real. Yeah. So, man, you have a good one, brother. I appreciate you. I salute you, and thank you for being on the More Than the Coach podcast.
All right, my man. Keep winning, Kel.
Yes, sir. All right. Peace.
Peace.
So, once again, y'all, had a great podcast with my brother, Mr. Rahmaan Kelley. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope something that was said affect you. You learned something from it. And if you didn't, then hey, shame on you. But y'all, until next time, man, this your boy Coach Marshall from the More Than the Coach podcast. Peace.
On into the podcast, it's a process. We're talking like music, sports, entertainment. Oh yes, get your popcorn, going for a long ride. It's a special edition of the More Than the Coach podcast. P-O-D-C-A-S-T. Doing this one for the culture, that's on me. Yes, sir, I'm your host.